Kyle, I'd like a word with you. Are you still taking time off work? It's been over 2 months now. Are you trying to get fired?
What are you talking about? I'm literally right about to clock out for the day.
Clock on? What are you talking about? You sat in your bedroom for heaven's sake. All you do is laze around in that pit of yours. I hear movement around the time you should be going out to work, and I get my hopes up thinking you're about to leave, but no. You do nothing but waste time on that computer. You're not the only one either. Even Ria's doing it. What's your endgame? Are you competing as a couple to see who can become the biggest disgrace of a human being the fastest? You're the shame of our family. Reevaluate your life.
I lost count of how many times I told you now, Mom. But the company Ria and I work for introduced a remote work system. It's so much better this way. We only have to go into the office a few times each month, and it's not like it has any impact on the quality of work we produce. This is just how people are working these days. Things have changed since you were young.
Remote work? What does that even mean? Gosh, you do come out with some ridiculous things. If you ask me, this is the company's strategy for getting the dead weight out of the way where they can't cause a nuisance to anyone.
What?
It means they're building up to fire you. You do understand that, right? Besides, how on earth could you be doing anything worthwhile for the company while sat in your pit eating potato chips? You're basically a NEET. It's pathetic.
I'd love to know where you're getting that information from.
Elsa told me.
My sister?
She said she saw it written on an image board online.
Listen, Mom, here's the thing. While there may be lots of legitimate, accurate, trustworthy information on the internet, there are also infinite numbers of people spreading their biased opinions, mistaken knowledge, and fake news. You can't just go blindly accepting everything you find on there.
How disappointing! Are you accusing your sister Elsa of lying?
I'm just saying she isn't the ultimate arbiter of all truth. And it's possible for her to fall for false information just like anyone else.
How dare you insult and look down on your sister! Stop speaking like that at once!
That's really not what I was doing.
Elsa isn't wrong about anything.
Wow, Mom. What am I even supposed to say to that? I'm fully aware she's your favorite. Nothing Ria or I could say will change that, so I don't know why we even bother trying. So can we just leave it there? And can I please ask you not to interrupt me while I'm working?
Don't pretend either of you are actually working up there.
Surely my sister's the NEET who doesn't do any work.
Elsa's done nothing wrong. She's working on improving herself so that one day she can marry into wealth and provide for me with the lifestyle I deserve. Which is why she doesn't qualify as a NEET at all. When will you stop being so hateful?
Oh, I see. That's what she's doing. Anyway, I'm starting work soon, so I won't be replying anymore. I'm locking my door until I clock off, so please, don't interrupt me.
Hold your horses, Kyle! We're not done here!
Mom? This is bad!
What is?
When we just got back from our trip, Ria's and my computers have been smashed up! They're completely wrecked! We can't even salvage any parts! It seems like someone bashed in the lock and broke in! You and Elsa are at home right now, right? Do you know anything about this?
Ah, yes, your computers. I did you both a favor and destroyed them because they'd become nothing but playthings, enabling you to waste away your days.
What? What the hell have you done? Both of those computers were state-of-the-art models that only just got sent out last week! They were brand new!
Yes, and it's precisely because they were state-of-the-art models that I had to do it.
What?
You see, your sister Elsa, thought it would be best to teach you both a lesson before you hit rock bottom in your descent into the depths of neat oblivion. I couldn't bear to see my son in such a sorry state.
That's why you broke them?!
If you've got the money to throw away on expensive toys like that, the very least you could do is send some of it Elsa's way to help her pay for the house.
Help Elsa pay for a house? I have no words! Those were company computers, especially chosen for their ease of use and suitability for the jobs we do. They were infinitely more valuable than anything you or my sister could waste your money on!
You've got some nerve to accuse us of being wasteful. You and that wife of yours are the king and queen of waste. Isn't it a little rich to use fancy words like ease of use and suitability when all you do is play video games on them? Have you no shame?
Where did you hear we use them for gaming?
Elsa told me. She told me needs love spending money on expensive computers so they can play the best games.
Lord, give me strength. Mom, listen. I need you to stop treating everything that comes out of my sister's mouth like it's the damn gospel! Everything you're saying is wrong! Do you understand the gravity of what you've done?
If you refuse to stop bad-mouthing your sister, I want you out of your house.
What?
We don't have the money to be supporting a pair of lazy, neat parasites.
I see. I'm actually pleased you said that. We'll be gone tomorrow.
Oh? Well, that's great then. I'm pleased you accepted it quickly.
You should know that you, my sister, or this house will no longer be my problem when I'm gone. I'm washing my hands of you.
Actually, I think that's my line. You could crawl up to me on the street holding out a little tin can, and I wouldn't feel bad for 1 millisecond. We are done. Kyle, pick up! What's going on?
I take it you got the letter?
$7,000 in compensation? What is this?
It's the money you owe us for the computers.
What?
That's the sum of what you owe me and Ria for smashing up our computers.
$7,000? You've got to be joking me! Are you trying to defraud me? There's no way they're worth that much. I can't afford that! This is all a dirty neat plot to get your hands on some money using underhand tricks, isn't it?
Did you check who the letter's from? The company address and logo are clearly printed on it.
What? Your company?
Those computers were provided to us on the company's dime.
Provided to you?
Yes. They paid for them and had them sent out to us so we could do our jobs on them.
What?
The company computers we'd been using until now were all old models, and they were so inefficient it was affecting our work output. That's why they decided to use us switching over to remote work as an opportunity to phase out the older models, replacing them with brand new state-of-the-art rigs. Ria and I, requiring the highest specs of computer possible due to the nature of our work, were two of the beneficiaries of that initiative.
Even so, there's no way they could be that expensive! They're just computers for crying out loud!
You might not understand the meaning of what I'm about to say because you're a tad tech illiterate, but our work mainly consists of video and image processing. It takes a lot of money to create the smoothest, most optimal computer environment for the kind of work we do.
I don't know what that means! You may as well be speaking a different language!
You don't have to understand. All you have to do is pay us back the money you owe.
I have no reason to believe the word of a NEET!
You don't have to believe me either. You're still not getting out of this.
I told you I'm not paying.
Cut the crap, Mom! Do you and Elsa still not understand the situation you've put yourselves in?
Kyle!
While we're on the subject, let me tell you something else as well. You and my sister have been spending money on frivolous junk like it grows on trees ever since Dad died 5 years back, haven't you? Which is why every single cent of the money Dad left behind in his will completely dried up 2 years ago. Did you even know? I'm guessing you didn't based on the fact your moronic spending habits haven't changed a bit.
What? Your father's money's gone?
Ever since then, Ria and I have been covering not only all of the costs on the house, including the rent, but also making sure you and Elsa always had enough to get by.
You have? Seriously?
But now you're giving us our marching orders, which means you'll be all on your own from here on out.
No way! Just wait a second!
Oh, and let me give you one final reminder, and I'll make it crystal clear so it actually goes in this time. You will absolutely, 100%, beyond any shadow of a doubt, be paying the compensation for smashing up our computers.
Oh my god! But me and your sister don't even have jobs! How do you suggest we get by without income?
You work. Bye. My mom and sister lived their lives on easy mode until now, being shameless enough to look down on me and my wife while having the supreme luxury of spending our money. But their failure to understand the meaning of remote work, due to their astounding ignorance of the world, led to them owing us a substantial sum of money. Thankfully, they did make the repayment of the $7,500 they owed their top priority, and we received our money surprisingly quickly. I heard from a friend they were actually smug about the fact they paid it all straight away in a single lump sum after taking out a loan, as if to say, "Ha ha, no problem, that was easy." However, once again, as a result of their astounding ignorance of the world, they continued to go into debt to cover their day-to-day living costs, and even fund things like holidays and alcohol. But unbeknownst to them, the loan shark they were borrowing from was a notoriously shady lender. And on top of gangs of scary-looking bald guys in leather jackets showing up at the house, they received a mandatory eviction notice from the landlord because they'd been failing to pay their rent on time. I have no idea where they went after that. Rumor has it that someone strongly resembling my sister was spotted working at a strip club in a rundown neighborhood on the outskirts of town. But since I completely cut them both out of my life, I couldn't possibly say whether it was her.
Susan, can I talk to you for a second? What? My friends are having a party for me because I'm getting married. I'm busy with that. Well, I'll make it quick then. Susan, you went into my room again without asking me. What's wrong with going into your room? It's not your house, so don't act like it is. It's not my house, but you come home every once in a while and check my room. Not only checking my room, but taking clothes and accessories every time. You haven't even returned the bag you took the other day. I bought that bag as a reward for myself, and it cost over $1,000. Huh? That bag was that expensive? I'm sorry, I had no idea. I used it on a rainy day and got all wet. I thought maybe it was no good anymore, so I threw it away. What? You threw it away? You'll have to pay for it. Pay for it? I don't have any savings. I'm sorry I threw it away, but I didn't do it on purpose. You don't feel bad at all, do you? You can't just say I'm sorry. What? I said I'm sorry, but you can't forgive me? You're mean. I've only used it once. Shut up! If you don't want me to come into your room, why don't you just get the hell out of the house? What? How How long are you going to stay in my parents' house? I don't mean to. It's my parents' house too. Oh, wow. You really think so? What? Susan? That house is not your parents' house. It's my parents' house where I lived with my mom and dad, whom I love very much. And then Mom got sick and died. I don't know why my dad married that woman just because he was lonely. My mom is the one in heaven. I don't even consider that woman my mother. I don't even consider you my sister who she gave birth to. I knew you didn't like me, but I didn't think you thought of me that way. After all, she cheated on Dad and went off with another guy. She's a real bitch. What? Cheating? Mom never cheated on him. Shut up! I know she did. I saw that woman cheating. That can't be true. You just should have left with your mom. But you are still there because Dad is nice. What a nerve. Thanks to Dad, you're able to live in that home. Stop making such a silly complaint just because I come into your room. You are not making sense. Anyway, I won't pay for the bag. Why don't you just lock the room? You're the one who's complaining. There's no lock in my room to begin with. Why don't you leave the house? How long are you going to stay there? You're just trying to save money on rent, aren't you? You're so lucky to be able to save money on rent and spend it on your own. I'm not living at home to save money on rent. If I leave home, Dad will be on his own, right? I do all the housework, and it's better for me to be there to take care of the living expenses too. Or are you going to pay for our living expenses? Are you stupid? I don't work. And I told you earlier that I don't have any savings, right? How am I supposed to pay for it? Dad feeds you. But you talk like you're the one taking care of him. Seriously? You're out of your mind. Maybe I should live in that house after I get married. Then I can kick you out? Susan, are you serious? Of course I am. I'll talk to my boyfriend right away. See you later. Hey, you took my clothes too. Make sure you return them. Susan, come on. Did you get the wedding invitation I sent you? Yes, I did. I marked attendance and sent it back today. Wow! In a way, it's amazing that you still want to come to the wedding even after all the sarcasm I've been giving you. I knew you were being sarcastic. Yes, because I don't like you. You're a hard ass at best, and you're dumb at worst. I know you don't like me, but even though we are half-sisters, we are family. That's why you invited me, right? You're really an airhead, aren't you? Well, okay. I'll leave it at that. I have a surprise for you on the wedding day, so look forward to it. What surprise? I don't need that. I'm planning this for you. Don't say that. I'm worried. Also, I'm excited about your wedding gift. I didn't want to compromise on the wedding venue, so I picked a nice place. If we don't get enough money from our guests, we'll be in the red. I don't think you should rely on money gift. Huh? What did you say? Never mind. I'm looking forward to the wedding then. Also, I have one more important thing to tell you today. Important? What's going on? We are thinking of living with Dad after we get married. I told you before, didn't I? I told my boyfriend about it, and he agreed, saying it would be great not to have to pay rent. So we want to move in. But you're in the way. What? Did you really mean what you said? Of course I did. Why would I lie about something like that? Can you support your father? And have you talked to him about it? Huh? Why should we support him? He should support us. I haven't talked to Dad about it yet, though. Of course he'd rather live with us than with that woman's daughter. Well, Susan, I think I explained it to you the other day. Mom was never unfaithful. It's your fault that she left. Huh? Was it my fault? You are talking nonsense. You're pissing me off. Well, I'm just telling the truth. Okay, now go ahead and get ready to move out. Enjoy the few remaining hours you have with Dad. Susan, what's going on? I just got to the wedding venue and the staff told me to leave. Because there was no seat for me. What the hell is going on? Surprised? Yay! What? This is what you meant, surprise? That's what I meant. Why aren't you letting me in? You gave me an invitation card. Because it would have been more shocking if you got all dressed up and couldn't attend than if you hadn't been invited in the first place, right? Why did you go that far? It's obvious. Because I hate you. I don't even consider you my family. You're a stranger, so get the hell out. Okay then, I'll cut you off. What? Because you don't like me, right? You don't even want me to be at your wedding. I'm just a stranger, right? That's why I said I'm cutting you off. Is there a problem? Not at all. I'm just a little surprised that you accepted so easily. This is great. You don't even get to live in that house starting today. What? What do you mean? I told you 2 months ago, didn't I? We are going to live in that house when we get married. And yet, you didn't seem to start packing at all. So today, I asked a friend of my husband's to go to the house and move all your stuff out. And he's going to put our stuff inside. What? Does our father know about that? I didn't tell him. You know, you can't let a stranger into a house without telling our father or me. You are committing a crime. That's rude. I'm a family member too. I give my permission to let his friend in, so it can't be a crime. You can't be serious. Why didn't you tell your father? Because if he disagreed, it would have ruined my plans. But I did tell him a while ago that I wanted to live with him. What did he say? He said he's living with Janet, so he doesn't want me to move in. Susan, he's already against it. But I think Dad would be absolutely delighted once we start living together. So, where are you going to move my stuff? I've rented a storage temporarily. I'll put it there for you. I'm so sweet, aren't I? Since we are cutting ties, take it as a final parting gift. But you have to decide where you're going to move to within a month and get it out. I won't pay for more than a month. You're so selfish. I have an idea. What can you do? Well, let's see what you can do. I'm looking forward to it. Janet, what the hell are you doing? You brainwashed my dad. What the hell did you say to him? Dad has decided to put the house on the market. He's going to live in a new house with you and your mom. So I need you to move your stuff somewhere else by the end of the week. Of course, I protested, but he said I put the stuff in the house without telling him. He also said, if you don't take it out by the end of the week, I'm going to turn you and your friends into the police. I can't believe you said that to me. You orchestrated the whole thing, didn't you? Don't say I orchestrated, will you? It's your fault for moving in without permission and kicking me out. Hey, what do you mean she's moving in with you? I asked my dad if he was still in contact with that woman. I also said, I won't allow you to have any contact with that unfaithful woman. He got really angry for some reason and wouldn't even talk to me. You know, I've explained this to you many times. Mom was not cheating. I heard that, but how can I believe that? I saw it. When she left this house, a man close to her age came to pick her up in front of the house. Normally, a cheater wouldn't come to the front door of the house without hesitation. I always hated that woman. From that day on, I decided I would never forgive her. That man is my mother's brother. What? You were so cold and rude to her. That's why she got sick. What? That woman? Yes. After talking it over with our father, they decided it would be better to place some distance between you two. So she decided to stay at my uncle's house. Mom said she could take the train to get there. But my uncle was worried that she has a mental illness and can't travel a long distance, so he came to pick her up. It was your fault, and yet you'd mistake it for cheating. I'm sorry I misunderstood. Then why didn't you just say so? He doesn't have to sell the house. I'm going to be nice to that woman, or your mother. I want to live with them, the four of us. You know, Mom has been undergoing treatment, and she is finally getting better. I will never allow her to live with you. Huh? Why do you say that? Susan, can you support Mom and Dad? What are you talking about? Dad should support me. I don't know what you mean by support them. You don't know anything. Dad hurt his back a few years ago. He quit his job then because he thought he was too old. What? I didn't know that. When you came to visit, he said he told you about it. What? You are so selfish. You never listened to anyone else. Then how can he move into a new house? He can't sell that old house at a good price, can he? Your mom doesn't have much savings, does she? She has been sick. I think I told you that I do all the housework and pay the bills. You weren't listening then either, were you? I think you did, but I don't believe you. I thought Dad was supporting you. Is it really true that you're the one who's supporting him? How can you afford to buy brand name bags and pay the bills? You're a regular office worker, right? I used to be. I wanted to make a lot of money, so I had a side job for a long time. I was always good at computers. I've been making apps for fun since I was a student. After I started working, I turned it into a side job. But the apps became so popular that I couldn't keep up with it. I took the plunge and quit my day job to start my own business. Thankfully, I had a clientele to begin with, so I was able to get off the ground right away. Now I make about $100,000 a year. $100,000 a year? You do? That's right. That's why I was paying all the bills. I was also sending money to my mother. She couldn't just live in my uncle's house for free. I can work from home so my hours are flexible. So I do all the housework. I can't make our father do it because he has a sore back. So you're paying for the new house? Yes. You seem to think I'm wasting money. I only treat myself when I get a big job. I've always wanted a house, and I've been working hard to save for one. My parents' house is getting old, and I always wanted to build a house for them. I decided to take this opportunity to build a barrier-free house. Luckily, my parents' house is old, but the land is big and is in a good location. We could sell it for a good price. When I told my uncle about the situation, he said that until the house is built, he would let me and my father live with him. I took him up on his offer and decided to stay with him until the house is built. So we're putting the house on the market. So please get your stuff out of there, as Dad says. Oh no! Then what are we supposed to do? Well, you're still young. Why don't you work? Oh no! I don't want to work. And my husband is good looking, but his salary is low. That's why I wanted my dad to take care of us. We're old enough to take care of our parents. And you still want them to support you? When the house is finished, let us live there. I think it would be fun if the 5 of us lived together. No, thank you. We've already broken off our relationship, haven't we? But you're being too self-serving. Dad says he doesn't want anything to do with you anymore. Even if the house is finished, I won't tell you where it is. Oh no! I'm sorry, I apologize. From now on, let's be sisters and get along. I don't want to, because you are a half-sister. That is, a stranger. I just repeated what you told me before. Bye. Janet! Don't call us strangers! We are sisters! My father and I blocked my sister's contact information. After that, I also changed my cell phone number so that she could never contact me. But I don't know how she found out. She learned my uncle's address and came inside the apartment. However, his apartment has a good security system. My sister, who was acting suspiciously, got caught by the supervisor. She was calling me and my father's name repeatedly, and the superintendent contacted me. I explained the situation and told him to ask her to leave as we are strangers now. I also told him that if she didn't leave, he could call the police. My sister got disappointed and left the apartment. My mother is in good shape because my sweet uncle took care of her. I was really relieved to see her as the cheerful and kind mother she used to be. Next month, our house will finally be completed. I can't wait. I'm planning to have my uncle, who has been so kind to us, come visit us. I still want to take good care of my mother and father, so I want to continue to work hard and earn money. I am secretly planning to go on a family vacation with them.